Hi everyone again. Here in this video I'm going to explain how to solve a radical equation. Alright, so the best here to explain by example here. So if I have one example here, how to solve radical equation, and what is radical here. If you have a square root like this, alright, you have x squared plus 33 minus x equal 3. So this one we call it a radical equation because you have equal sign. We call it radical because one of these terms here you have a square root. Whenever you have it's called in the root here, that's called radical. So because of that we need to solve this one. How to solve radical equations? So here I'm going to leave the radical term in one side and all other term to the other side. Why? I'm going to explain. So here this one, it's a radical term, right? So what I'm going to do, I leave that to the left hand side. You have x squared plus 33, and then in the other side you have constant term, and that is, we call it normal term, it's non-radical. So I take that to the other side. I collect non-radical term to the other side. So what you have 3. When I take negative x to the other side, you have plus x. Okay, so I try to make sure one side has only a radical term and the other side there is no radical term, or just collect one radical term in one side and the other term to the other side, and see how we're going to why I'm doing this. Because if I square both sides, how to get the idea here is to get rid of this radical. How to get this radical? By putting in this radical in one side. So now when I square both sides, what I'm going to do, so this one, square root of x squared plus 33, that's a square both sides here. So you have 3 plus x squared. This one, it's a bracket multiplied by itself 2 times, so you have 3x multiplied by 3 plus x. It's a bracket multiplied by itself 2 times. So now how to get, when you square this, what did you get, guys? X squared plus 33. You get rid of this radical because here 2 and here you have square root, right? So this square root, you can write it as something to the power 1 over 2. So this one, it's something to the power 1 over 2, right? It's 1 over 2, and there's 2 here like this, and then 2 multiply, if you have 2 exponents like this, you multiply those together, you get 1. And then I have to expand this bracket, and 3 multiplied by 3, you get 9, 3 multiplied by x, you get 3x, x multiplied by 3, you get 3x, x multiplied by x, you get x squared. If I simplify this, you have x squared plus 33, and here you have 9 plus 6x and plus x squared. As you can see here, I need to solve this one here. So you are lucky, x squared cancel with x squared because you have x squared here, you have x squared here. So what did you get? You get 33 plus 9, 6x. What did you get? You get linear equation. Your unknown or your variable here is x. The highest power is 1. So you have constant term. I collect all the constant term in one side. So 33 minus 9 equals 6x. If I simplify this, what did you get? 33 minus 6, you get 24, right? If you get here 24, and here you have 6x. Go ahead and solve for x. You get 24 divided by 6. What did you get? You get 4. So your x equal 4. Your x here is 4, right? So because of that, that is our solution, x equal 4. And you can check always, you go back to this equation, that is our original equation. This one, I call it original equation. Replace x by 4, you will see that you are going to get 3. If I replace x by 4 in the left hand side, if I replace x by 4 on the left hand side, you get 3. So to check your solution is correct or incorrect. All right, so let me give you another example, more harder than the previous one. If you have square root of y minus 3 minus square root of y equal negative 3. All right, so this one radical equation, yes, it's radical because as you can see, this radical term and this one radical term, we have a root of a square root here in our case of y, square root of y minus 3 equal constant here. So here what you have, you don't have one term radical, you have 2 term radicals. So how I'm going to solve this? Well, what I mentioned to you in the previous example, you collect the radical term, which is one of them here, in one side, and collect the other term to the other side. So negative 3, when I take this one to the other side, you get plus square root of y, plus square root of y. Okay, so again, I'm repeating the idea. You leave one radical term in one side, and all the other term here, by accident we have radical term here extra, so we have 2 radical term, but leave one of them on the other one side and take the other ones into the other side. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to square, as I did in previous example, square both sides. If I square both sides, what I'm going to get, let me show you here. Square root of y minus 3, I'm going to square this, and also square negative 3 square root of y. Square both sides. If I square both sides here, what did you get? So here, this one, it's y minus 3 to the power what? 1 over 2. Square root means y minus 3 to the power 1 over 2. I'm squaring that. And this one means it's a bracket multiplied by itself 2 times. A bracket multiplied by itself 2 times. Go ahead and expand this. So what did you get here? 2 cancel with 1 over 2. 2 exponent. You multiply those 2 exponent, you get y minus 3. Now go ahead and expand the bracket. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 3, you get plus 9. Negative 3 multiplied by square root of y, you get negative 3 square root of y. Square root of y multiplied by negative 3, you get negative 3 square root of y. Square root of y multiplied by negative 3, you get negative 3 square root of y. Square root of y multiplied by square root of y, you get y, just y. Square root of y multiplied by square root of y, right? Then you get just y, because you get rid of the square root. You get rid of the square root. So if I simplify these guys, 9, negative 3 square root of y, negative 3 square root of y, negative 3 was negative 3, you get 6, negative 6y, and plus y, and here you have y minus 3. So it still looks difficult for us, but what is the good news? The good news, when I give the problem in the beginning, you have 2 radical terms. After I did that, I end up now, I have only 1 radical term, 1 radical term. So now how to solve these equations? Just you collect again, I'm going to repeat. Just leave your radical term in one side, take other term to the other side. So what do you have in the left? Y minus 3, that's non-radical, right? So take 9 to the left, so you have y minus 3. Take 9 to the left, you have negative 9. Take y to the left, what did you get? If I take y to the left, you get negative y, and here you get negative 6 square root of y. Right? So I took 9 to the left, become negative 9. I took y to the left, you get negative y. Simplify, look what you have, negative y cancel with y. Negative 3 with negative 9, you get negative 12, equal negative 6 square root of y. So now I can divide and can solve this. What happens if I divide both sides by negative 6? Divide by negative 6, right? So if I divide by negative 6, both sides by negative 6, so negative 6 cancel with negative 6. So what did you get here, guys? You get y equal 2, and that is square root of y. So what did I got here? 2 equal square root of y, right? So how to get y from here? Square both sides. If I square both sides, what did you get? You will get here 4 equal y, 4 equal y, and that is our solution. So if I summarize what I have here for this problem, I have 2 radical terms. So what I'm going to do is, because you start with 2 radical terms, you make them 1. How to do? Just the same idea, just put the radical term in one side, take the other term to the other side. That's what I did. Square both sides. But when I square both sides, I get rid of this one of these radical term. Simplify this, it's 2 brackets multiplied by itself twice, and then I expanded, I simplified, and then you end up with 1 radical term. You leave 1 radical term to one side, take the non-radical term to the other side, and then go ahead and simplify. That's what I did. I end up with y equal 4, right? So there is 2 examples here how to solve radical problems. Okay, guys, so what I gave you before, I had to solve linear equations, how to solve fractional equation, and now I give you how to solve very simple example how to solve radical equations. We may go next time here, next video, how to solve quadratic equations, all right. I will see you next time, next video here, how to solve quadratic equation. Thank you.